Hello everybody, how you doing? Well, I was reading my comment sections and I came across this little comment right here. It was left under the previous video that I already recorded. But let's read what it says, shall we? He or she said, "Isn't you referring to the men that you picked, the men that you chose, the men that you thought was worthy for your box? No, you hate the word accountability. But you wouldn't be here if you had accountability." I responded and said, accountability. I see more black women holding other black women accountable more than black men holding other black men accountable. Appears to me black men is allergic to accountability because every time they do something wrong, they're either blaming single black moms or white supremacy. And last time I checked, the men are the ones who are supposed to do the picking since they supposed to be leaders of the communities. Oh, but wait, I forgot. The majority of them don't want to lead unless it's to Foot Locker to buy Jordans or on their mother's, sister's, or baby mama's couch to watch the game or play a game on Xbox or PlayStation. Did I say something wrong? I think not. I'm pretty sure that was a man or most likely a mammy who made that comment. You see, they use that accountability word towards black women and never use that same word to themselves. Don't y'all notice that everything in the black community is always the woman's fault and never the man's fault? The man can walk around with, 10, 20 kids in the black community, 10, 20 different baby mamas, crying about his baby mamas putting him on child support. Nobody never tell him, oh, you chose to sleep with those 20 or 10 baby mamas. It's your fault. Like, if you done been through 10 relationships and you a man, is it really all the woman's fault? Or is it some of it your fault? Now, as you know, on this channel, I hold men and women accountable, right? Now, on one of my earlier YouTube videos, I think it was sometime last year, if I'm not mistaken, I was talking about a specific topic, but inside of that topic, I said that in the same way you have some women who will try to get pregnant by a dude for some type of gain, whether it's financial or to try to keep him near, you have some men out there that will do the same thing. You see, they want that men, black men, want to make the world think that all single moms want to be single moms. But that's bullshit. You have some men out there that will try to get them pregnant in order to trap them, to hold them back from doing something that they want to do. And just like I said before, there's many other reasons too. But there's this woman on TikTok, the video I came across. I'm going to let her explain her story of what she experienced or what happened to her.
I was dating that had 2 kids, and he never told me he had kids, and he was sleeping on his mama couch. The first red flag was he asked me if I needed a roommate, and I was like, no, I don't need a roommate. I'm capable of paying my own bills. And then he was poking holes in the condom trying to get me pregnant, not knowing that I was on birth control, because I didn't tell the guys I dated I was on birth control, because you already know what they be thinking when they know that information. Second red flag was that he asked me how I felt about abortion. And since I had done it one time, I promised myself I wouldn't do it again. So he already knew how I felt about that. So he was devising a plan to figure out how he can get in my house. This was all happening under my nose. So he thought that his little retirement plan, his little, oh, I'm going to get off my mama couch plan, was to poke holes in the condom to try to get me pregnant intentionally. Was late for my period, because you already know how that stuff messes up with your period, and he was excited. He was overjoyed. And that's when he confessed what it was that he was trying to do. All because he saw an independent woman with her own place, own car, great job, and thought that he could slide on in there so I can take care of him. Then I had a girlfriend that was dating this guy, and he was living with his mother. And she had a great job too. She was a nurse. And he was working at the time. But when he moved in with her, and I guess he felt like he had some control over her as far as loving her wise and had her in her head and digmatized, that's when he just up and decided to quit his job. In that instance, he didn't have good job stability. So based upon my own personal experiences, I've run into men that were not fiscally responsible, that had never lived out on their own and had a learning curve with that. And this was all between ages 16 and...
Now that was from Dream Speak Life. Y'all make sure y'all go check her out on TikTok. But back to the subject. One thing you won't find is many men holding these men accountable. At the end of the day, everything goes back to the single black mothers. Nothing is blamed on the men who leave them. Meanwhile, black women are always holding other black women accountable. Just like I hold some of these single black moms accountable for going out here, continuing to have kids by these deadbeat dudes that don't want to do nothing with their life. But I'm going to hold black men accountable too. They not all innocent either. But black women, especially the ones who don't have kids, here's what I'm going to say to you. You already see what's going on in the community. You already see that even when the black man wrong, you gonna still get blamed for everything when you become a single mom. At this point, I just don't see no use of bringing no child into this community, period. Don't... Well, y'all talk shit about, some of you talk shit about Cynthia G, but I owe her an apology because I'm beginning to see that a lot of what she said makes sense. But I'm gonna take it a step further and say, just don't bring any kids in the community. Don't birth no boys and don't birth no girls, because what I'm seeing is single moms raising up little boys that turn into monsters and terrorize the community. Every time I'm looking at a YouTube story, I'm seeing a black woman or a black girl getting killed by one of them. Or a black boy getting killed by another black boy. Another black man getting killed by another black man. A little boy killing his mom. At this point, what's the use? It's just like what my husband was telling me a couple weeks ago. Maybe our race is just doomed. I'm married and I'm afraid to have kids at this point. I'm afraid of having a little boy that turns into a monster. You can't automatically think that just because a boy come out of a two-parent household that he's gonna be an angel or something. If most of the little boys in the black community are single moms, of course he's gonna hang around those kids or those little boys and become just as toxic as them. I'm afraid to bring a little girl in the world. I'm afraid one of those black dudes might kill her, might rape her, any little thing. I already know for a fact I wouldn't be promoting for her to stay in her own race. I'll be promoting her to go outside of her race. But you know what? Some of those races of men aren't perfect either. Some of them have flaws. This dude up here, Jason Whitlock, blaming these 5 police officers who are black on single moms. But well, what about the white police officer who unjustly kills black people? Most of them came from two-parent households. So what's their excuse? Crazy out here in these streets. But anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace.